But the fox will fool you. He comes at you with his mouth shaped in such a way that even though you see his teeth, you think he's smiling, and you take him for a friend.
They falsely accused Malcolm X of being violent, which Malcolm X did not, because all he taught people was self-defense. And self-defense doesn't mean you go out and attack someone, but you do have the right to defend yourself by any means necessary if you're in that position to defend yourself.
Malcolm, to us, represented a voice.
Why should the black man need some legislation to prove that he's a human being, when you don't need any legislation to prove that whites are human beings? So I make this point because, to come right back to my initial statement at the outset of the program, you will never get real freedom and recognition between black and white people in this country without destroying the country, without destroying the present political system, without destroying the present economic system, without rewriting the entire Constitution. It would be a complete destruction of everything that America supposedly stands for, before a white man in this country will recognize a black man as something on the same level with himself.
Heads of governments and leaders of revolutionary movements listened to him and were convinced that there was a legitimate problem, a human rights problem that black people had in the United States, which was being covered up and concealed.
He hated all the things that decent people should hate. He hated racism and hypocrisy and oppression and the tyranny of those in power. And what he loved humanity. But of course, the humanity in this country, because of the racism, was not the kind of humanity that anyone could love. It would have to be a society that would have to be changed completely.
And I, for one, will join in with anyone, don't care what color you are, as long as you want to change this miserable condition that exists on this earth. Thank you.
Had to get rid of him. After Malcolm was assassinated, I was at the Audubon Ballroom the day that it happened. It was a terrible thing to witness. And there are a lot of things that happened there that day that I don't understand, and a lot of questions that have not yet been answered. People are still trying to puzzle out or piece together what really happened and who was really responsible in terms of the actual participants. We know that the United States government planned it, did all of the plotting, and utilized the Nation of Islam and some of Malcolm's own people to bring him down.
I found out later on, after research, that Gene Robbins was on the stage when Malcolm X got assassinated. He was a gold badge carrying detective. If you define what a bodyguard is distinctly just that. You guard somebody's body with your body, and that makes you a bodyguard. So now how come any of what's there is beyond me to jump in front of the bullets? They ain't supposed to be off the stage, down the stage, around the corner. Those are not bodyguards.
The CIA is completely very powerful in this country. Nobody knows how powerful.
The CIA had liaison projects with police forces all over the United States.
There was a chance of détente between Malcolm and King at the time of Malcolm's assassination. Two of the people arrested for the murder of Malcolm X were people that had not fired a shot that had hit the victims.
These activities were run by the counterintelligence staff of the CIA. It was put in counterintelligence in order to bury it as deep as possible within the agency and prevent exposure.
I find it a little strange that the FBI has informant files on so many people who end up assassinating someone.
If the CIA was doing it in New York, imagine they were doing it in country after country around the world.
Well, if they had not killed Malcolm X, probably the Black Panther Party would not have evolved. I found these Declaration of Independence piece, that first two paragraphs that said, when in the course of human events it becomes necessary for any one people to dissolve the political bondage which have connected them with another, when a long train of abuses and usurpations pursues and invariably evinces a design to reduce a people under absolute despotism. Well, this kind of phrasing, this kind of thinking, and our understanding, particularly the way I was coming from in my decisions to help to create this organization, was all about this need to change and alter the government, to evolve some community control kind of political power back into the hands of African American people in the black community. So we went down to the War on Poverty office, 3 blocks from my house. It's right in North Oakland. And we sit down and decided right there by October 15th to start writing out this 10-point platform and program for this new organization.
Many people don't understand that the Black Panther Party's 10-point program and platform was basically a statement of principles, and it was around these principles that we organized in the black community.
Point 1 said we want power. We want power to determine the destiny of our own community, and it went through a series of issues.
We wanted decent housing. We wanted to determine the destiny of our community.
Decent education that taught us about our true history. We wanted fair treatment in the courts, juries of our peers.
We wanted to end to police brutality. We wanted a relevant education that taught us who we were and our role in society.
We wanted land, bread, housing, education, clothing, justice, and peace. We wanted to organize political, electoral, black community power.
The point was not to show what the government was not doing. The point was to show the community how the community could empower itself and how the community could organize.
So we wrote this program, 10 points of what we want, then 10 collateral points of what we believe.
And these principles and stated objectives of the Black Panther Party were the heart of its program.
We still didn't have a name for this organization. I had gotten a pamphlet from the Lowndes County Freedom Organization. So I said, Huey, why do you got this logo for this panther here? And another point that day, Huey said, you know, I think the nature of a panther is that if you push it in the corner, and if it can't go left and it can't go right, it's going to tend to come out that corner to wipe out the aggressor who pushed it in the corner in the first place. I said, that's what the racists have done, Huey. They didn't push us black folks into the corner. And we decided to name it the Black Panther Party at first, and then we said, well, wait a minute, we're going to take a position on self-defense. So me and Huey agreed in the Black Panther Party for self-defense. So that was the night, October 22nd, the finalizing founding evening night. Because this is what happened. Huey was saying, okay, we're going to have some officers. So I flipped for chairman. A coin, a silver dollar. I flip, I say, heads, I'm chairman. Boom, it landed on heads. I say, I'm chairman. I go ready to hand Huey the silver dollar, and I pull back. I says, you don't need to flip. So Huey say, what do you mean I don't need to flip? I says, wait a minute, Huey. I says, only 2 of us. Oh, that's right. I says, you automatically minister defense. So I got chairman. Yeah.
Huey and Bobby said, we want an immediate end to police brutality and the murder of black people. That was rampant in the Bay Area, all over the country.
It's always been a society of working class whites pitted against blacks. They had nothing else they could do but be police and try to come out of their Oklahoma Dust Bowl, I'm going to kick your ass nigger kind of attitude.
There was an incident where a police had shot a black man in the back and then went and planted a gun next to him and said that the guy had drawn a gun on him, which we found out after investigation the guy didn't have no gun. Police had shot him in cold blood. Then they had another example where another black man was shot. But every young black man that was being shot during that time, the police never got indicted for murder or nothing. If anything, they got a promotion.
Oakland has one of the highest infant mortality rates among black people across the United States. Add to that miseducation, unemployment, police terror, and the rest. This all helped give rise to the Panther Party in that particular place at that time.
The real first patrol was down on 7th Street in West Oakland, California, where 11 or 12 brothers that night.
Huey, Bobby, little Bobby Hutton, the Forte brothers, Sherman, who was also a part of that first cadre, and Albert Bitman Howard.
I'm telling Huey on the walkie-talkie because I'm riding in the lead car. Huey, we got a policeman down here. It's a lot of people down here in the corner. Let's get out here, man, because he's arresting somebody. We pull over. We park legally. We're 100 and some feet away. We all pile out the cars. We're a well-organized group, and we're observing the police under the law, and we're not going to take any crap from them if they do try something. But we want to recruit the people. We're trying to capture the imagination of the people in the community to let them know. I think somebody I remember saying, what they got, sticks? Because, you know, it's dark, and people don't expect to see people with guns, black folks, right? And it's nighttime, like. And somebody said, man, no, that's a goddamn